Hey, looking good. So let's get right into this real quick. This document that I'm holding right here is the emergency message that was released yesterday on 9/30/2024. It is breaking news from the Social Security Administration. Now, many of you want me to comment specifically on the VP debate when it comes to Social Security, but as you all may have seen, there was no VP debate on Social Security because it really didn't come up in any detail other than how things might get funded somewhere down the line about anything related to social or socialism. So let's get into this real quick. This video is specifically about identification number for emergency message from the SSA EM-24051. Again, EM-24051. This is the specific thing. This is directly from the Social Security Administration. Now, while I go through this, I want to premise this so you understand where all this is coming from. Back in the day, going back 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, the Social Security Administration would literally advertise to the American people that you would not receive electronic forms of communication when it came to official communications from the Social Security Administration. That way they could protect you from potential fraud that occurs against you. Here's the bottom line, okay? That was during an era where the Social Security number was still valid, was still, it meant something, right? It existed as something to be protected and only given out in a very quiet whisper. Now, much of the Social Security numbers, if not all, have been stolen. So the bottom line is now Social Security numbers aren't really a protected, special, whisper it lightly sort of phrase. It's a numeric value that just doesn't do what it's supposed to do anymore. So the SSA said, you know what? Let's get away from this only sending them letters things because it's expensive to use USPS that much. Let's start getting into digital communications. So with a theme here, with a premise here, what you've got to remember is that the SSA is telling us they're giving up on the Social Security number as being this definitive, highly protective thing that we're only supposed to utter and memorize in the deepest parts of our thoughts and deliver it only to those who are truly authorized. But the reality is a lot of Social Security recipients screwed up and kind of gave their social to other people. And it's perfectly normal to expect that because the scammers are very good at what they do. Princess, also known as Diana, thank you for the $5 donation. That's awesome. We're good. We did some more, basically cleaning up around the house today from the hurricane, trying to get the rest of the stuff cleaned up. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. And now we got another hurricane that's just being boiled up, South America, Cuba kind of area. It's not fun. It's just like, what the hell? But you get through these months and then boom, you got paradise. You know what I mean? That's Florida. And I understand people are a little political right now. How could you say Florida? Look, if you grew up in New Jersey, right, just to be fair, if you grew up in New Jersey, okay, any state, except for one little area of New Jersey where there's countryside, but any state looks like a very nice place compared to New Jersey, okay? This is the way it is, okay? Even Kentucky. I said it, and I'm going to stand by it. Now, you go to Florida, whoa, you got islands. Beautiful, beautiful water scene. Oh, so good. Palm trees. I don't know. It's a nice place. All right, here we go. Anna Hempel, thank you for the $1.99 donation. Again, Diana, thank you for the $5 donation. That's absolutely awesome. That's very, very cool. So let's get rolling right into this so that we can talk about what this emergency message means. It means the SSA is de facto giving up on the Social Security number being, this highly protective, can't talk about a thing. And now they're going more into double identification. They're going into basically phone systems where they have a vault system in them and you have to go ahead and access it through that vault. So the SSA is evolving away from the old school Social Security that first came into existence during the 1930s, okay? Because remember, when they passed all of this, they didn't have a Social Security number until a couple years after that. Well, it even took longer than that to get everybody on board, but yeah, anyway, so I'm going to read it to you. Here we go. This was released, as I said, 9/30/24. By DCO OEST, the policy people of the SSA. Title, e-signatures, upload documents, email, and text message communication procedures. Okay, we're officially going digital with the Social Security Administration. All right, purpose, the EM, emergency message, provides new and updated instructions for collecting customer electronic communications, preference, text, email, or both, right? They're reaching out and they're saying, how do you want us to communicate with you? Do you want us to talk to you about, stuff with email? Do you want us to shoot you a text? How do you want us to talk to you? All right, preference, text, email, or both, and consent if the customer opts to receive text messages from us. This supersedes the previous guidance in EM 24015 regarding the need to obtain consent for email communication. Note, this document uses the terms e-signature, upload documents, and upload documents to refer to distinct concepts. E-signature/upload documents specifically denotes the product, while upload documents refers to the task a technician can initiate in Technician Experience Dashboard, also known as TED. All right, background. Prior to September 28th, 2024, so prior to a couple of days ago, technicians used email as the sole means to communicate with customers to initiate an upload document request. E-signatures/upload documents had required technicians to obtain customer consent prior to sending emails requesting document submissions. All right, makes sense. Effective with the release of September 28th, 2024, e-signature upload documents will no longer require the collection of customer consent in TED or TED for email messaging. So they're just normalizing basically you digitally communicating with the SSA, which is good. I mean, you guys are getting more access to features that you see in the Electronic Records Express. This is a good step. You know what I mean? This is a good step forward. The SSA needs to start doing this stuff. Additionally, text messaging will be added as a communication option in TED. You know why? They're going to do a big thing with artificial intelligence where you're going to be able to ask some questions. They'll be able to text you answers right back and forth over and over. The AI in the beginning will be kind of sloppy and all over the place and give you a bunch of wrong answers, but in the future, it'll get better and better. Technicians must collect customer consent before sending text messages. Okay, so now remember, they've moved it off of email, but they're still saying customer, consent for these text messages. Cool. All right, email communication enhancements. Customer consent no longer required for e-signature upload document emails. E-signature upload documents no longer requires customer consent to send emails related to a single request. You got it. They're going to send you emails whether you like it or not. All right. Email-only communication option using mail/desk work. Customer consent not required for e-signature upload document emails. Technicians using the mail/desk work function do not interact with the customer. Therefore, they may initiate an upload documents task, them at the SSA not interacting with you, but uploading something to your file, right? Upload documents task without verifying a customer's identity. Technicians will notice that the electronic communication options are restricted to email only in this view. Text messaging is not available for mail/desk work because customer consent is required for text messaging. Okay, so if they want to go ahead and send you a bunch of text messages, and we're all expecting the SSA at some point to become more political. You remember, if you go back to before Commissioner Saul, like the commissioner was never political. It didn't matter who put him in. They were never political. Then you get to Saul, you see a little bit of politics. Then you get to Commissioner Kijikazi. See, not much politics. But now with Commissioner Martin O'Malley, you're seeing a lot of politics. But that's why Biden put him in. He put in a prior governor who wants to be president into the SSA to make the SSA work better. And also to be political in the direction of the Democrats. That's how it works. That's what it is. If the customer has an existing My Social Security account, the customer's email address is propagated in the email address section within the mail/desk work dashboard. Other potential options to locate a customer's email address include the appointment lead screen, iClaim, the remarks section of applications, special messages on MBRs, or report of contact, that's the RPOC. However, if technicians are unable to locate the customer's email address, they will need to contact the customer to collect the customer's preferred electronic delivery method and consent, if applicable. See instructions in Section E for collecting customer preferences. All right, now here's the thing. Back in the day, they would not go ahead, like most people would not put their email down because, so here's the thing. A lot of people would say that they had difficulty interacting with computers because then the SSA for disability benefits would say, oh, you got an email. You can obviously go ahead and read and respond to emails. And therefore, as a result of that, you could do a simple desk job. And that's why a lot of people, and it was a very smart trial tactic, would not put down emails because they didn't want the SSA to think that they had the capacity to do your classic, sort of job, right? Your classic sit there at the computer, input data, grab data off it, talk to somebody over the phone, tell them that their day is wonderful or terrible, and go from there. All right, Section E. Collecting customer preferences for all other customer interaction types, that are not mail/desk work, where the technician is speaking to the customer either by phone or in person, they will begin by verifying the customer's identity. After verifying identity, the technician will add the upload documents task and then select their desired electronic communication method. Customers can choose to receive emails, text messages, or both related to their upload documents request, depending on the customer's preference. Technicians will then be prompted to enter the customer's existing or preferred email addresses and or text-enabled phone number. If the customer prefers to receive email only, technicians will not be required to obtain consent as discussed in Section C. If the customer prefers to receive text messages, technician will obtain their consent as discussed in Section G. Now, I know what a lot of you guys are thinking, wow, this is amazing. I'm going to be able to communicate with the SSA. They're going to be able to text me. This is going to be so much better. Wow, I'm so excited. It's all leading more and more away from human beings doing stuff. That's the reality of this. And the other reality is they're going to have a really tough time with this whole digital communication thing with the homeless, because let's just be very straightforward. You guys know, tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm not going to be on phones. I'm not going to be on phones because you guys know I'm going to be at the homeless office working with the homeless. The homeless lose their phones. Their phones get stolen. The homeless sell their phones as burner phones to dealers. So, bottom line is, some dealer out there is going to be getting text messages from the SSA about, what's going on with so-and-so's claim. It is the way it is. That's what's going to happen with that. Diana, thank you for the $1.49. Again, very, very cool. Love with the little hamburger. That's awesome. Very, very cool. $1.49 donation. That's awesome. So I'll keep reading here. Customers can choose to receive emails, text messages, or both, yada, yada. If the customer prefers to receive text messages, the technician will obtain their consent as discussed in Section G. And they're doing a lot of these e-consents now, right? The 827, the HIPAA. You can give an e-consent to them having HIPAA access to your medical documentation. All right, Section F, text communication enhancement customer consent requirement. E-signature / upload documents may include the following text messages notifications. Number 1, an initial text message welcoming the customer to SSA messaging that includes a link for more information. Yay, hi, welcome to the SSA. We're going to text you a bunch of crap in the future. It's going to suck, but you're going to like it. Here we go. Next one, a second text message sent simultaneously that contains instructions, and you can tell how they're building this thing out, and a link to submit requested documents through e-signature upload documents. All right, so this is good. If you want to upload your own medical, you want to do this, you want to do that, you can now start to upload stuff. One of the big things just to keep in mind, though, is be organized about it. Claimants always send us stuff to upload through the ERE. It's always a total mess. They take the pages and they shuffle them, and then they spit on them, and then they kick them around a little bit. Make sure they're organized. Otherwise, the judges are not going to actually review them and use them. That's absolutely crucial. Gina Lagars, thank you for the $1.99 donation. That's awesome. Let me put a little heart on there. Very, very cool. That's awesome. Elliot Franco, thank you for the $10 donation. That's incredible, good sir. Thank you. So again, Gina and Elliot, thank you for those. That's awesome. So final thing here on this, a confirmation text letting the customer know their submission was successful. That's good. You always want to have your read receipt. Confirmation text will be your read receipt. Okay. Important. The customer's consent will only apply to a single upload documents request within TED. Technicians will need to collect the customer's consent for text messaging for each new subsequent upload documents task request that is sent to the customer. In other words, you're going to have to go through the same crappy prompts just to upload a document, and then you have to do it over and over and over again every time you want to upload a document. The text message access, they'll get to the point where you can just mass upload documents. One of the things that iPhones are terrible at is saving files, accessing files, uploading files, stuff like that, because they make it be forced instead of into an Explorer window. It's like you have to go over to this program and images, you go to this program and this, it's a bunch of BS and fluff and all that stuff. But Apple's always been really bad about that, especially with their iPhone setup. So I see this more ironically being, one of the more expensive phones being difficult for people to access the documents on their phone and then get them uploaded. Okay. The text message access link remains active for 30 days, same as the pending task in TED, or until the customer successfully submits the requested documentation or evidence, whichever occurs first. So let's say that they send you a request and they say, hey, we're sending you a form. We want you to complete the form. This is the online 3373. This is the online 3369, the work history or the adult functional form or whatever. And so you then go ahead, you click around on your phone, you enter in some information, and then you go ahead and upload it, and you're good to go. And then you're rolling in the right direction. What this is a chance for people to very quickly upload answers to the SSA with significantly reduced wait times and mailing times and all that stuff. It's also going to be a very quick way for claimants to put down dumb shit answers and then basically have those answers be used against them later down the line by the DDS adjudicators or the administrative law judge adjudicators or even the AAJs. So I foresee this being something that's quick and fast. I also foresee it being something where a lot of claimants just, whip their phone out. Cool, I'm going to fill out this stuff on this e-form real quick, and poof, it's submitted. Yay, I'm done. I feel good, and they got it done in 5 minutes. I foresee the mentally, not excited to spend time on a form, excelling at ruining their claim by filling out these forms in a very, very crappy way. That I foresee that occurring. But again, you know what I mean? When the new forms come out, we'll go over them and I'll tell you what to go ahead and watch out for. Technicians should continue to follow existing procedures and policies for sending closeout letters and follow-up notices. So they're still going to send the same stuff by mail going forward. I'm sure, in 2 months, 3 months, they'll switch that out so that you'll just be receiving that mail in electronic format. Okay. All right. Note, e-signature upload document emails or text messages are not intended to replace these existing policies or procedures. Collecting customer consent for text messages. Here we go. Effective with the release on September 28th, 2024, so basically more than yesterday, a couple of days ago. The technician will capture the customer's consent to receive multiple automated text messages related to their upload documents request. The technician will confirm that the customer wishes to receive information related to their upload documents request by text messages as follows. So here are the steps that the SSA, the reps, will use to get your consent to go ahead and do text messages. Some of you will want this, some of you will not want this. It's up to you. All right. There's going to be goods and bads. We're not going to go into those in this video, but we will in the future. Number one, the technician reads the following. By consenting to receive text messages from the SSA, you understand that. Number one, you will receive electronic messages related to your SSA business. Number two, message frequency varies. Number three, you can text stop to opt out at any time. Number four, for help, text help. Number five, message and data rates may apply. So in other words, they might talk to you, a couple text messages, and then 8 months later, you'll get another one. That's what's going to happen. All right, next one. You can view our terms and conditions and privacy policy at basically www.ssa.gov/ENSMS, which nobody will do, but you should do, but nobody will. It's just the way it is. Step two, the technician records the customer's consent to receive text messages in TED by selecting the yes button by the following message. Do you want to receive text messages from the SSA for this request? They click yes. If the customer does not consent to receiving text messages, the technician has the following options to complete or cancel the task. The technician can select the no button next to the question and then select next to end the upload document task. The technician can update the customer's preferred delivery method to email. So basically, if you're not going to choose text, they'll just put you into email. If you're not going to choose email, you just get stuck with the usual mail, okay, which is what pretty much they use for the most part right now. Note, consent to text messages is voluntary. Customers may opt out from text messages. The technician will add and record in TED the customer's text message consent, which is only valid for the single upload documents request. So they'll have to send out a new request every time they do it. All right, now here's section H. Manual opt-out from text messages. Customers can manually opt out or unsubscribe from text messages by responding stop to any text message. So basically, like all these things nowadays, if you request information, basically it's just like a general whatever sending or, yada, yada. If you want to click stop or put stop in there, then it's supposed to stop future text messages related to it, okay? Letter I, automatic opt-out from the text messages. As with email messages, customers are automatically opted out of continued text communication related to the request after 30 days, same as the pending task in TED, or until the customer successfully submits the required documentation or evidence, whichever occurs first, okay? So basically, a lot of you have 10 days to submit this. It's always been known as that's a soft 10 days, a hard 30 days though. So with this text message submission of submitting things to them, they might say to you, hey, you only got 10 days, you got to send this in. But in reality, with their new text message opt-in system, you got 30 days, okay? Once SSA receives a customer submission, the technician receives an alert in TED and the document is routed to the SSA's electronic repository. The pending task in TED will close and the text communication automatically automatically stop for the customer. Closing paragraph. This is the final section, J. Here we go. Direct all program-related technical questions to your regional office, support staff using vHelp, or operational analysis staff, RO support staff, or PCOA staff may refer questions, concerns, and problems to their central office contacts. That's for the SSA personnel to go ahead and make sure that they reach out if they have a problem to the regional field office rep individuals or their operational analysis staff. Okay, now, why is this important though? Why is this message something you need to know? It is the first really major step towards text messages. It is the first really major step towards codifying what is the end of, USPS having to go ahead and be the backbone of everything sent by the SSA. People have always asked me, why does the SSA not use emails? Why does the SSA not use text messages? They originally believed that social security numbers shouldn't be going through the computer, that they should be mailed back and forth, and that was the restriction of the identity of it. Now that most of everybody's social security numbers have been sold on the dark web over and over and over again, and then made free and available by another hacker, at this point, I think the reality, just to be fair, the reality with this thing is that, to be realistic, the SSA realizes that, albeit it is nice to massively pay the USPS group from government funds to government bank accounts to ship all these letters, it is not truly financially viable for speed purposes and just the future of how many people are going to be using the Social Security Administration to constantly have to use, essentially this USPS model. We're getting away from snail mail is what the SSA is saying. They're saying that because they know the Social Security number, it's not protected anymore like it is, could be, should be. And also, we have better systems now than somebody memorizing a number and hoping that somebody doesn't steal it. You get a lot of old people that'll still whisper to you the Social Security number, but a lot of the young people, they know at this point that it's on so many websites, so many dark web, queries, all these different onion websites and search options. At this point, I remember a lot of the older people, people who are in their upper 50s, maybe 50s, but 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100, 110s, people in that group category, over the hill people, right? Those individuals, they don't know how the dark web works. They just got wiggly, right? With the regular web. They're feeling good. They slid into this. They're like, yeah, I can do this. But you don't know how the dark web works. And maybe I should do a video on the dark web at some point so you can kind of understand, how the onion system works, how to find things on it. Although, to be honest with you, I have already been, as you saw, and look, I'll show you real quick. As many of you know, they cut my audio on one of the prior videos. So here's what happened. I was supposed to have a meeting with the YouTube rep, and the YouTube rep was not present for the meeting. Okay, so I was a little like, okay, well, stuff happens, yada, yada, right? And then we did the video about major Social Security changes in October. They cut my audio in that video, okay? And then the next video I did was John Oliver's Social Security Review, right? And you can see right here, that one was completely blocked, completely demonetized. The whole thing, you can't watch it, you can't see it, you can't get to it. So, a little bit too much truth, maybe too much truth. It's sometimes you give people a little too much, then they hate you. I still get beautiful text messages from people telling me that they are going to fund a campaign to go after me and halt anything that I say ever and ever going forward. And you know what the truth is? Shit is what it is. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, if it upsets you, if I said something that touched, a part of your soul that has a little, boo-boo on it, I get it. I understand it. People are really sold on, certain things, what kind of pizza they like, which political party they affiliate with, where they stand on the future of Social Security benefits. But I will say this. I know as a fact that I am consistently ahead of the curve of all these other Social Security YouTube channels, because I know as a fact, a lot of my videos, they grab my information, put it into a transcriber, take that, put it into an AI voice, and then redistribute what I've said through an AI voice through another program. So I know that we're the home base, that other people borrow from this YouTube channel. And I know that. I get it. It is what it is. Do I cry about it? Do I John Oliver it, where I do a legal notice and I get the video completely banned? Which is ironic because it was a big praise video about how he went into a topic that supported Social Security benefits and giving people notice and making a giant light be shown on the problems related to money, punishment, taxation, etc. So on. It was an amazing video. But again, he's represented by big interests. He's part of the big legacy news, yada yada now. He's part of that. So it is what it is. So look, I'll say this, okay? Next video we're going to be doing specifically talks about who the future winners and losers of Social Security benefits are going to be, okay? That means who the political people in power are most likely to give deference to give preference to give assistance to. And then those people that they don't care about because they're not going to equate to votes that mean anything to them. So we're going to be going through that stuff so that you guys have a better understanding of specifically in the future where these political parties are likely to roll, whether Democrat or Republican. Now, Princess, again, Diana, thank you for the $1.99 donation. That's absolutely awesome. And then also for Richie Rich, thank you for becoming a member. That's very, very cool. Now, for those who donated, I super, super appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who showed up to watch the show. The next show is going to start in about 5 to 10 minutes because we're going to keep it rolling. It is Tuesday. We are going to do a question and answer at the end. That's going to be the last video, the fourth video, where you know the rules. You call the phone number. I answer it, and I answer, you have 5 to 7 minutes, no story mode. Have your legal question ready, and I'll answer it on the spot, okay? Nobody else promises that live interaction in the middle of the night because we all have just enough insomnia to make it a reality. Now, with that said, please remember to like and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, definitely subscribe. It helps me continue to make more videos. Also, if you want to do the thing that tickles my feet and makes me feel like a good person on a good Sunday and a good morning and a good Monday, go to Google. Type in Google. Oh, my hand looks so tiny like that. Well, look at it all the way over there. Okay. Go to Google. Type in disability resolution law firm, Disability Resolution Florida. The law firm is now working towards its 12th year. It's officially on September 27th became, it's gone through its 11th year. And now we're on the 12th year kind of rotation. So bottom line is this, we're doing it. We're making a lot of big changes. We're changing the industry. It's awesome. I'm super excited to be a part of it. I'm sleepy, but I'm excited to be a part of it. With that said, I will catch you guys a little bit later. Remember, Mondays and Thursdays, I'm supposed to go live, but Tuesday, Thursdays this week. Also, if you want to do a private hour where you get to ask me a bunch of really difficult questions, there's a little bio link below where you can go ahead and fill it out for a private hour. I'll catch you a little bit later. Give me 5 to 10 minutes, and I will see you at the next video. Have fun, and thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.